are in December and it's cold and flu season and we're in the middle of a pandemic. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Daisy and I am a wellness coach and Thrive manager at WNC. And today what we have for you is just some of these common questions that we keep hearing in our office. How can I boost my immune system? There's the news is really scary, and Dr. Jill and Dr. Dave Noble of WNC do such a great job of staying afloat and seeing all our patients and caring for all our patients. So we really want to bring this to you to share the information so you can get a little more clarity on how exactly we are advising our patients to move forward with their health so that they can they can live their life well, like we like to say. So with that, I am going to share a presentation that we have here for you, for everybody to see. And, again, hopefully this answers a lot of questions. So here we go. What is the immune system? Immune system secrets is what we have here. And, again, a lot of people are coming in, they're asking, they're Googling, and we kind of want to simplify this for everybody. So, looks like I'm frozen here. All right, let's see here. Some technical difficulties. Let me refresh this.
And I can't help you because I have no idea.
It's bound to happen, right?
Yes.
If we do it without the presentation, I'm pretty sure we can still talk about this, which we might have to.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just go ahead and talk about this.
Okay.
So what is the immune system, right? The immune system, we like to say, is not a single it's not a single thing. It's not a single organ. It's a combination of things. It is organs and tissues, and it includes your lymphatic system and this kind of like holistic approach to our bodies. And so it's not one thing that can help you boost it, right? On top of it having this multifunctional level, we like to focus on the powerhouse, or that area that's really, I think, impacted the most. And Dr. Jill will talk about this a little bit, which is the liver and its 500 functions that it has to do. So with the liver, it's cleaning out blood constantly. It's refreshing that blood. It's making sure that, that it's removing the toxins away from other organs and cleansing it out of the body, and just kind of like the central system so that we can live optimally. And some of the things that'll happen if our liver is backed up, we'll experience fatigue, we'll experience skin conditions, acne, headaches, waking between 1 and 3 in the morning. That's like the optimal time that the liver is regenerating itself for the next day. Constipation. So there's just like a slew of symptoms that we experience. And oftentimes, as Dr. Jill sees her patients, and she's been doing this for over 12 years as a practice, over 20 years. So there's nothing that she hasn't seen. She's not surprised by any pandemic, right? So and so as we look at what's going on now, she did mention that the liver is prime when we're looking at people on the table and how we can help them. So Dr. Jill, maybe you can tell us a little bit more of how the liver is playing such a big role in this time that we're living in.
Okay, thanks, Daisy. And that's true. Everyone is saying, oh, what can I do to give myself an immune boost? And everyone's talking about echinacea, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, copper, whatever, elderberry, which again, those are all great because they are going to help the body with the T cells and the fighter cells that happens with the white blood cells and all that. So yes, that is something. But what people don't realize is the liver is one of the largest immune organs in the body. We don't really consider it that because we usually think that it's a detox organ, but it actually has the most phagocytic cells in it, which those are the cells that go and chase after parasites, viruses, everything. So as this relates to a pandemic or COVID-19 for us, it is really about helping the body identify the stressors and eliminate them through the bowels, but that's going to be the liver's job. So the most common way that people are contracting this COVID is through the respiratory, which, you breathe it in, you inhale it in, but it does get into the bloodstream through the breathing, or by your skin. So by what we're touching, and then also through the digestive tract. So again, remember, anything that comes into or onto the body gets detoxed by the liver. So that's why we really focus on, yes, we want the immune system, but studies have shown recently that if the liver is stressed, you have a much harder time with COVID. Or you'll see those are the people that have the worst time getting, they have more symptoms, things like that. So I always say, let's not focus on that as much as we focus on the foundation of the body, liver being the first thing. And because the liver is, it's constantly detoxing 24 hours a day, it is very important. And it does have a 28-day cycle. It is important to constantly keep cleaning the blood through the liver. So
Yeah.
that's
So again, just like the importance of this powerhouse and how things can come in, and what are some things that I know, you mentioned stress, that's one thing that kind of bogs down the liver, but outside of like nutrition and not moving much, right? We're not like actively walking. I'm in the Midwest, we're not walking much outside, but how else can the liver be kind of attacked and like slowed down instead of it working optimally?
So mostly by everything in the environment. So all the pollution that we're exposed to, we're exposed to over like, I think 800 different chemicals that are FDA approved. They're in our products, they're in our clothing, they're in the cookware, they're in our beauty products. So we are exposed to things. So it's going to be those things. It's pharmaceutical and recreational drugs. It's alcohol. It's the processed sugars that we eat. It's in our water. So anything that comes into or onto the body is going to affect the liver. So if you think that the liver is constantly having to clean this up, you add something like a very stressful virus, or even now it's flu season, that just puts extra stress, and the body is always having to choose what to look at. So when you take care of the liver, the immune system is free to do its job.
And that makes sense why a little vitamin D probably won't go a long way if we're ignoring all of this other stuff, right?
Right.
Yes. So in the experience that you have, what would be the best way to kind of do an overhaul on the liver and make sure that we're giving it the proper attention, especially during this time? Like, what kind of vitamins do we need? What kind of, supplements? What are we looking at as far as that?
Well, in our little presentation that we can't see right now, there is a really great graphic about how the liver detoxes. And so one of the major things is there's a list of different vitamins and minerals that we will find them in our food. It is important to know that we do get these things from our food, but we have to make sure we're eating those food. If you don't eat those foods, then you don't get those things. So what happens is the poison comes in, and it's a fat soluble poison, and it comes in, and the liver's job is to sort everything out. So it's constantly looking at what should be processed, what should be stored, what should be eliminated, and then what goes back into the blood. So it's like a sorting center. So everything that comes in right from the gut, it goes straight to the liver, and the liver's got to clean it up. It cleans it up so it can send it to the heart, right? So these fat soluble poisons need to be detoxed by specific products. And the reason that we like the SP Detox shake from Standard Process is because it's got all of the products to do phase 1 and phase 2 detox. So the fat soluble poison gets converted to a very toxic poison. So it actually gets converted right away into a bigger poison in phase 1, and then it gets converted to phase 2, which is water soluble. That's when it's safe for the body to remove it through the colon. So if you're only getting through phase 1, you can have all these free radicals, and the body, if it's sorting stuff, it can put them into any other tissue. And that's why people will come in with skin issues, allergies, food sensitivities, things like that, because the liver is sorting this stuff. It can't break it down, so it's putting the poison somewhere else. And if it does go into your brain or heart or thyroid, now you get another symptom and everyone's over there chasing that instead of getting back to the problem that the body can't break down a poison. So when we do the product that I love, especially to do it at the beginning of the year, but I always recommend this 4 times a year, the change of the season, is that SP Detox Shake. It's got all the products to use in there, so you don't have to swallow a whole bunch of pills. But it's got everything to help you eliminate. So it's got like apple pectin in there. It's got for bowels, it's got Spanish black radish, it's got chai, it's got milk thistle. Oh, there we go. We got it. So there is the detox pathways that I was just talking about. So you can see in step 1, the nutrition, which we sometimes piecemeal. I've got patients that are just on milk thistle and vitamin E and vitamin C. You can see that, but this is in the amount necessary in order to go from step 1 to step 2, right to get it to water soluble. Then it gets eliminated. You can sweat it out. It can come out the urine. You can get it out through the bowels. That's the safest way. Because like I said, if it goes any other way, you're going to get a symptom somewhere else. And we don't want to chase that around. We always go back to this. So if you look at the next slide, I think that's the one. So this is the SP Detox that we do. And again, everyone's saying, how does this relate to my immune system in COVID? I thought you were going to tell us a secret. And again, I tell people, I mean, we've not been closed due to COVID. And you know that I am hands-on with patients. I truly think that the reason that my immune system can function the way it does is because I do a liver shake every day. I've done it for the last year since I did the detox challenge. I do a liver cleanse, the 28-day, a couple times a year, but I do an SP shake every day. I like it. I mix it with the chocolate, but if you see there, sweet potato, oats, pumpkin seed, the other very important part about this, the 17 grams of protein is in this. It is very important when you're doing a liver cleanse to increase your protein because of how you have to rebuild the cells and how the body needs all that protein in order to be able to do this detox. So this has 17 grams of protein per serving. And depending on if you do a 10-day or a 28-day, which we'll talk about in a minute, you can actually use this almost as a meal replacement, but you're still getting additional proteins, clean stuff. There's a very specific diet. So when we do this, this is part of the other issue with people. The immune system is very, very stressed out by sugar. Once you bring sugar into the body, the immune system actually can shut down for 6 hours. So people are saying, oh, give me echinacea, give me vitamin C, but they're unwilling to change their diet, change their exercise, increase their water, thinking that vitamin C or vitamin D is going to help them. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily going to it's not going to take care of such a, serious virus or flu if the body's still ingesting a ton of sugar. So the reason I like this is just for the discipline of doing, you limit all your sugar, you get off coffee, mostly any of your caffeine. So all those kinds of drinks, you get off alcohol, really no dairy. You're just having vegetables, fats, meats, and you're trying to eat all of those very clean. Because remember, we don't want to bring in a poison if we're trying to eliminate poisons. So we're trying to clean out old stuff. If you keep bringing in new stuff, it's like, so with this, the diet alone is going to help the immune system. So that's why I always say it just goes back to foundational stuff. What are you eating? How are you thinking? What are you, how are you sleeping? That kind of stuff. That is going to be more important to your immune system, even stress alone. So I just think that this is something that you can do. You feel better. And it's like taking action to do something.
Yes. Yes. And it looks like a complete package instead of taking like, 2 capsules of this, 3 of that, 4 of this, plus these droppers. And you know what I mean? It's like everything in one, which is really exciting to see. So, so I know that you mentioned there's like 2 different ways, and there's like a 28-day cycle to the liver and just like the body going through this cycle of healing or completion. These 2 options, what would you recommend? Who for what?
Well, I know for me this time I'm going to do the 10-day program. That's kind of, and it's just like a quick reset. Again, I do the shake every day, but So if you're not having a lot of symptoms, like say your sleep is good, your skin is fine, your bowels are moving, things like that, and you don't need a major, overhaul, you can just do the 10-day. And the 10-day, you still, it's still the same product. You just need one canister. That's all you need for 10 days. You start with a couple, like one shake a day, then you go to 2 shakes, then you go to 3 shakes, but just for a couple days, you go back to 2 and 1 and you're done. And then you can continue. But the 28-day program is going to be it's a much more thorough cleaning, mostly because not only are we cleaning old toxins out, so people that already have symptoms like the acne or the skin issues or the burning feet or whatever, there's going to be some deeper toxins, because remember, as you clean the liver allows the body to bring another toxin out of storage.
Mm-hmm.
So people that have chronic long-term stuff that the toxin is put away,
Yes, and
once
we
the
had
liver cleans out, we go back and take old stuff out.
yes, we had a
And
beautiful slide about all that. So I do want to reshare
yes,
all of the possible symptoms that we could experience with this.
yes, that's a congested liver. And like I said, remember, they said if studies are showing that people that have stressed livers have a harder time with COVID. And they might even be the ones, they can't prove it, because when they test the patient, they're thinking, did the COVID create such a stress on the liver and kidneys? Or did they already have a stressed liver? Because they're saying the people that have had the hardest time, they also have bad liver, tests, like when they do the blood test. And the other thing is this COVID really does affect the kidneys. There isn't majorly a kidney cleanse, except that if the liver is overworked, remember the liver is sorting stuff and it's going to pass off as much as it can. So if it's passing off poisons to the kidneys and the kidneys are supposed to remove that, if it's a poison that's not been broken down, now the kidneys are going to suffer. And there's a lot of COVID cases where the kidneys are actually getting damaged, or people are even going into kidney failure because of this virus. So everyone thinks it's a respiratory virus, which it does affect that. But another big major symptom of this COVID is diarrhea and digestive complaints. So it is a whole body thing. It's not just one thing.
Yes,
So,
yes. Yes, so we talked about all of this. I hope everybody was able to look at the list of symptoms and really identify the presentation, identify if you need the 10-day or the 28-day, which again, the 10-day is more like a reset. It's something quick. It's a light cleanup, but if you're seeing maybe, I don't know, 3 or more of those symptoms on that list, maybe a 28-day program would be best suited for you. And it's not it is a meal replacement, but it's not all you eat. Dr. Jill, I think you have the book that kind of tells you what you can. Obviously, it's clean eating, so you don't back up the liver, but what are some of those things that you can do on this program?
Well, you can eat eggs, you can eat clean meats, like all those. You can have your fish, and you can have all your fats. You can have nut milks. You can have quinoa, brown rice. You're really trying to get rid of all dairy and corn and wheat if possible, because remember, we're also trying to get rid of inflammatory foods. So even peanuts can be an inflammatory. And if you know eggs are inflammatory for you, I would recommend you not doing that. But they are allowed if they don't give you a problem. So basically, and you're getting rid of all your processed foods. So you can have your vegetables, you can have your fruits, but again, the sugars that you get to have are like stevia, dates, banana, monk fruit. That's what they allow pretty much. And again, it's because you're trying to stop the body from having such a hard time with the immune system. That's the whole point of doing this during a pandemic, is we are trying to limit the amount of stress on the body. So the 28-day program, there's all kinds of recipes in this book that you can make pineapple or mango, raspberry, beets. So you can take this powder and mix it into many things. Now, I did this last year, and when you do the 28-day program, you have to go for 2 weeks taking 3 shakes a day, which I found very difficult. I like the shake. I think it's delicious, but 3 times a day, I was a little done with that. So a solution to that is, instead of putting 2 scoops per shake, so you do 2 scoops 3 times, you can do 3 scoops 2 times. So you can still only
Spread
have
it
2
out.
shakes. You're still getting that same amount of stuff to really clean up the liver, but you can do it in 2 shakes instead of 3. So I think that would help for people. And again, it's just, so it's really up to you what you want to do.
Yeah, whatever makes more sense. Absolutely. So yeah, there you go. There's these two options. So at our office at Wellness and Nutrition Center, we're here in the Midwest in Illinois in Carpentersville. But we do want to include anyone watching this that's not in the area. You can still be part of this program. As an office, as a collective, we are doing this beginning January 4th, which is a Monday. It's after all the holidays. It's after, all that hustle and bustle. So you can decide to do the 10 or the 28 day. We do recommend that you purchase before December 30th. Our office is going to be closed a few days during the holiday season. So you want to make sure you're ready, not just with the product, but mentally as well. So that detox that we're talking about is the one we're recommending now, but we also have some other options. Dr. Jill, can you tell us a little bit about that?
The other things that we have just for, again, especially immune support, even though I know it sounds like we're doing a liver, this is a whole body thing. Remember, but everything comes back to the liver, and the liver's got to get rid of it. So that's why this is geared toward liver. But the immune support, where you could do the SP complete shakes, those are in chocolate or vanilla. That is going to be, it's got a lot of liver products, not near to the extent that the SP detox does, but, and that is also a whey protein. It's only 10 grams of protein, but that is something you can do anytime. And you could even add that to anything else. So that's always something nice for the liver. So that's that. Not as thorough, but it's good. And then the red light therapy, just to help the lymphatics. Remember, as that red light, as the blood is being pumped through the body, it's almost like going through that red light and it's cleaning it up. So it is taking care of pathogens, it's cleaning up the lymphatics. The lymphatics is the part of, where the garbage is going to be, and also how the white blood cells get in to do all their work. So we encourage red light therapy. We also have the homeopathic detox kit, which is a great whole body detox kit. It's kind of an opener for the body. Great stuff, but it's not going to do as much of a liver, colon, kidney cleanse as the shakes do. Anybody that wants to do HCG starting in January, we're having them do the 10-day version of the SP detox challenge, following that diet before they start the HA2CG. So that's just something that they're going to do. And then they might need a few products from the detox kit. We're not sure. Then we also have, you can get lab tests and things like that, because one of the other things we noticed was that cholesterol gets better when you clean up the liver. Blood pressure will go down when you do this. And again, just by taking sugar out of the body and all the caffeine and alcohol, you will feel better, sleep better, and these things will come up. So those are some of our options that we have.
Yes, I love it. So many options, depending on where you are, your lifestyle. I know last year I wasn't able to participate, but this year I'm really excited to do this. And I did hear a lot of people mention that, like you said, they were sleeping better, they were thinking a little more clearly, and you just kind of feel good when all of that kind of is out of your system, especially all the sugar around the holidays. So by all means, feel free to give us a call if you want to purchase either the 10 or the 28 day. Again, our office will be closed for a short period during the holidays. So get that information. You do get a booklet that will explain to you exactly what you can eat, exactly how the shake works, how to take them, all the great stuff that's in them. It's a very in-depth, wonderful booklet that you get. And yeah, we're here to help you. This is a link. If you're not local and you'd like to purchase online, you can do that. Or if you go to our website, and I can actually walk you through this, if you go to thewnc.net and you scroll down, it might look a little different on your phone, but if you scroll down, there is a link called Standard Process Products, and you can purchase there as well. You can just look up the detox, and it'll show you a 10 or 28 day kit. So that's, yeah.
One other thing is it does come in 2 different flavors. There's the chai and the plain. We all prefer the chai. and that's the bigger seller of them both. But there is a plain if people don't like chai. And it is vegetarian, vegan, so it's dairy-free, nut-free. So it is a vegetarian protein, so it doesn't affect people if they have a dairy problem or a beef problem. So it is vegan too.
Yes. And you do
We're
also
even
have,
saying, sorry, but we are also saying, you know, even for like high school kids and stuff like that, because of how much computer time they're getting and how much more like 5G has come in. And so all of that stress creates free radicals. So again, the body is constantly looking for these sick cells and trying to get rid of them. So this just helps also with in you know, just enhancing the body's ability to clean itself up and stay healthy.
yes, absolutely. Um, I was just going to mention you also have a flavor booster options at in-house too, right? You got some
Yes,
chocolate options, vanilla. So
yes,
if it, or strawberry, if there is someone who wants to add a little something to the chai or the plain. I do remember them tasting pretty mild, so they're not overpowering at all. And I think you could spice them up a little, right? With the fruits, maybe a
yep,
little, or
yep,
some kind of a nut milk. So they
yeah.
don't have to be so plain. So, well, thank you, Dr. Jill, for your time and explaining
Thank
that.
you.
My apologies in advance for all those technical difficulties. We are just learning to go with the flow and
Yes.
take this online, since we can't be in person. So, this will be recorded. And again, thank you, everyone, for your time. And we'll share this video so you can revisit anytime. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye, guys.